Good morning, guys, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by none other than Because Bitcoin. A reminder, as always, that there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to be able to talk about these markets. But welcome back, guys. Happy Thursday. As I like to say, I always used to view this day as kind of like a second Friday back when I was working my old job. But I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined, of course, by Max, Tucker, Jackus, and Dr. Will's Outlook. Welcome, guys. I just realized it's technically the Ides of March, so bad day to be Julius Caesar. Good day to be in crypto, though. Of course, we're seeing meme coins across the board popping off. Bitcoin, maybe having a little bit more chop up here. we've seen Bitcoin do this high time frame pattern before, right? I mean, it did something very similar to this in November. Pretty much all throughout November, just hellish chop. Eventually, it did resolve higher. We'll see if this consolidation ends up resolving similarly, but we have seen price action like this occur before here over the last few months. But real quickly, guys, before we start cooking, before we start sharing that big, juicy alpha, I'm going to ask you guys to smash that like button for us just before we get started. It always means a lot to us when you guys do that. We've been hitting. I guess it's not the Ides of March. I guess my fiance was just correcting me behind the scenes. It's just Pi Day today. So I made a whole joke for nothing, and it was a bad joke. But either way, guys, yeah, I'm sure we'll bug you about that like button today, but you guys have been absolutely crushing it lately. We've been putting up some Michael Jordan-esque numbers with those likes. Wilt Chamberlain-esque, some might say, since we're hitting 3 digits. I'll stop with the references and the jokes at this point, guys. Let's go ahead.
I mean, you know what that makes me think of? Do you watch The Office, man?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Michael Scott is giving a speech at Phyllis's wedding, and he's like, "When I have time, I just try a bunch of openers to see what sticks." That's what you just.
No, that's real. That's pretty much what just happened. But yeah, no, I always great to be compared to Michael Scott. What a guy. But let's talk Bitcoin, guys. Let's talk markets. We are getting a bit of a sell-off here today. It is.
Before we start, Tommy, sorry, I wasn't sure if you were finished or no. Just that there was a lovely comment from Raduna and a few other guys at the beginning before we even started the stream, and we just want to say that we appreciate you guys. We do read them.
I wonder what's going to happen.
Does Magic Line go boing? I mean, you guys know how I feel about moving averages being used as support and resistance, but
what are we talking about here?
That's my biggest problem with you as a man, is that you refuse to acknowledge this as support, and it is, bro. It is.
It literally is.
It's not support. I know Will's going to back me up on this. Moving averages are not support and resistance. They are dynamic lines. Oh, he just left. They're dynamic lines representative of the trend.
Will left the server.
It's an area where price will bounce from, Tommy. I don't know what else.
It's not support and resistance.
Yes, really? There we go.
I have the most evidence to the contrary in front of you,
dude. That is the most freakish argument to make, is that's not support and resistance.
What are we?
That is straight milady energy, man.
Literally, what are we talking about?
But
they're not. Listen, guys. I'm gonna stop you all. Moving averages are supports. Moving ones.
Yes.
But you have to, and I have data for it. I wrote quite a few threads about it where I explain it, how it can be used. And I understand it's not for everyone. That's totally okay. But just like with anything, there's alpha to it, and if people do not want to use it, that's fine. But there is.
I just did a poll in the chat, guys. I want to see what the people think. We got plenty of people in the audience.
I don't care what the people say either.
Max, look, all I'm gonna tell you is some people believe Santa Claus is real. Okay.
What are you?
Some people believe the Easter Bunny is real.
Dude,
guys.
Dude, you guys are freakish for not.
What is-
dude? You're literally playing
what do you
yourself
call
for not
this?
acknowledging this.
Literally,
It's like,
what do you call this?
Well, it's like those people that say that TA doesn't matter right now.
Yes.
No, it's not the
Dude,
same. We are
you
not
need to
the
grow
same.
up. Both of you need to grow up, man.
Both
This
of
is
you
Look,
need to grow up.
Why?
yeah.
Why? Hold on. Let me just break it down a little bit. Why is it called a moving average? Because your averages stay around it. You could probably look at it like a POC, which means it's going to hover under and hover over, but it's not there to necessarily support price. It can play around.
Dude,
What
when
are you
price,
talking
when
about,
price
brother?
returns to, when price returns to an average or a mean,
Pull up 2022 and show me the moving averages.
What?
dude.
We're
Okay,
not
I'm
gonna
not even
cherry
talking about
pick.
this. You guys are literally like so left curve. I can't even have a discussion.
I can't either,
on this,
man.
bro.
No, Max. They are mid curve, right? They are mid curve.
Oh, true. They are
There you
mid
go.
curve.
I'll take that. I'll take
It is
mid-curve.
mid-curve.
It's
No, that's
mid-curve
right.
to say
It is
that they are
mid-curve.
support and resistance, man.
No. It is
They are-
mid-curve to say they're not. Mid-curve is the angry guy in the middle.
It's
Yeah,
mid-curve.
bro.
Line
Exactly.
make bounce.
Jackus, can you
on
make
the
that
right.
meme, bro? Jackus, you're the meme guy. Can you whip that up for us, man? I
Oh,
want to
I'm
see
gonna whip
Will and
up a
Tommy in
meme.
the
Bro,
video.
I
if
will
it was
absolutely do that because, like,
Yes,
saying that moving averages are not support and resistance. Like, I'm not saying in all instances there are some tricks to it, but saying they are not is seriously the most mid thing to say. It's legit. No, I just cannot even let you like say anything because it's legit. Like people that do not know how to use Fibonacci's that will say, "Hey, Fibonacci's are just not using."
Moving
you
averages
know
are
I use
dynamic
Fibonacci. It's
support
not the
and
same, bro.
resistance.
It's
They are
not
not.
the same.
They are
They are
not
not the same. No,
bro.
listen.
Jackus, get the meme going, man. We need.
They are.
They don't understand the words you're saying, so a picture's worth
Yeah.
1,000 words. They don't understand the words.
Max, I've used moving averages. I use moving averages. I know how they work. They're basically
you
like a
clearly don't
POC. That's all they
understand, bro.
are.
You don't understand, bro.
If they were support and resistance, they would never fall below. They would always stay above.
So that means that if Fibonacci doesn't support the price, they are essentially useless, right?
Not
Th-
even
this
not
is-
even
this is what-
similar. Not even
This is
similar
what you
because
said. Well,
because
this is what you
MA
said.
no.
If the moving average doesn't support the price once, it means useless. So I'm
No.
saying the
Wait,
same
why
analogy.
did you put me
Look-
and you on left curve and Jackus right curve, bro? Is that real?
This is it, Mac. This is it.
Is that
Trust
real,
me.
bro?
Trust me. Yeah, this is real.
It's
You
not.
just called- you
You're
just
you're
called us-
absolutely all wrong, and it's okay. We can move on.
Yeah, we can move on from. We understand.
No, we're not
that
moving on.
not
We're
everybody's
moving
gonna
on.
understand. We get it. It's
No,
fine.
this is how it is. This is it.
Having an
okay?
anecdotal example for Bitcoin up on the screen doesn't prove your point.
Yeah.
So we
Yes,
can
it
move on.
does.
We're
It's not even
basically-
anecdotal. This is just price on the 1 hour. Like, what are we
We're-
talking about?
We're but we're talking about like a trend line essentially that's following price.
All right. We're done talking about this. The last notion we will have about this is when Jackus finishes his meme. All right, let's
Here
talk
it
about
is.
some price. This is getting absurd.
Tommy's gonna cook up his version of the meme too.
We've
gonna
got
leave this
two.
I
up.
love
Go
that.
ahead. Go ahead.
I love the discussion because they essentially started from the losing side, like straight up. They lost. Like there is no discussion there. So I love the discussion. You're
Tommy, I
winning
know-
from the beginning.
Tommy, I know you respect VWAP, brother. I know you do.
VWAPs are more support and resistance than moving averages.
Dude,
They're
no.
actually
Oh my
volume
God,
anchored.
Tommy. All right,
VWAP is legit moving average.
It's a
literally.
moving
It's not a
average.
moving average,
Yes,
but
it
they're
is.
more moving averages than actual moving averages.
Look, if
What
you're
does
looking
the
for
A stand for in
Or they're
VWAP?
actually support and resistance more than actual moving averages.
Bro,
What does
look,
the
look,
A
like
stand
words stuck
for
in my
VWAP?
mouth.
let me
But
let,
look,
let,
guys,
let me
like,
let me
they
explain
are
something to you.
moving averages do nothing but aggregate data to represent the trend as it has been. Like moving averages don't.
Okay, I've put everybody on mute. We are done talking about moving averages. We are 10 minutes into this show. No.
You
I
have no
had to-
power here.
We are done talking about moving averages. We're
All right,
done.
fine.
This is obscene. Clearly, Max, Tucker, and Jackus won. Everybody agrees. Let the record show that we won that argument. Let the record show. Okay, we're gonna talk about charts now. Tucker, please remove your histogram or whatever that
Real
is.
quick, Max, I completely agree that trend lines have more validity than moving averages. So we can go ahead and
Max
continue forward.
Stalin, bro. I silenced the people. All right, We're done talking about moving
All right,
averages.
what do we
You can
wanna-
take
what do we-
yourself off of mute. If I muted you, take yourself off mute. Let's talk about the market, though. All right, no more moving averages until Jackus has his meme. Okay.
What are we
So
talking
the title
about
of today's
so
stream is, after 10 minutes of back and forth about whether moving averages are support and resistance or not, the title of today's stream is, are you ready for 80K Bitcoin anon? I want to talk about it, guys. Tommy, I know that you were quite bullish yesterday. Do you still remain as bullish as you were short term on Bitcoin right now?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's just a matter of time frames, right? Like the opportunity for Bitcoin to continually climb and even enter, possibly further parabola is still there, right? You need to just kind of continue to show strength. Otherwise, I think you maybe, and we talked about this, Bitcoin can be replicating the NVIDIA move. The question is just, where is it within that NVIDIA move? Is it at the crescendo already, or is it at this, or is it at the spot, where NVIDIA began to range for multiple months, or is it at the part where, NVIDIA was still relentlessly chatting up before that happened? So I think that both are still on the table. And really the big wild card here is, I think, less Bitcoin related and more MicroStrategy related, because who's been buying up all the Bitcoin here? It's been MicroStrategy, right? They've been continuous buyers throughout the entire uptrend. Michael Saylor just converted another 500 million in MicroStrategy shares in order to be able to buy more Bitcoin. So I think, the question about whether or not we're going aggressively higher locally speaking is probably more down to MicroStrategy than any crypto native.
Hang on, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question on that. MicroStrategy has bought what, another half a billion or a billion in Bitcoin? They're going to. So
right.
The majority of the Bitcoin that's been purchased from, I don't know, 30 days ago until now has come from the ETFs, not MicroStrategy, right? So why would MicroStrategy sort of be like the, I don't know, like the catalyst for us going higher or lower?
Well, I think a lot of it is the fact that, Hasaka had a tweet about it yesterday, kind of like the way that Saylor is essentially using, he's buying Bitcoin, which is and as Bitcoin's price is rising, MicroStrategy's equity and the value of it is also rising, which enables Michael Saylor to borrow more to be able to buy even more Bitcoin. And that's really like what he's been able to do. It's this very it's that flywheel effect, right? That we often see with other crypto assets that is now occurring on Bitcoin. And the reason I bring up MicroStrategy specifically is because there's a huge short float currently on MicroStrategy stock. It's been much talked about. Obviously, MicroStrategy's stock, I think, is up 4 or 5x in the last month. But, when I look at the structure, I'm still not quite sure whether or not the climactic high on MicroStrategy has been put in yet. And if it hasn't, I think that flywheel effect can obviously benefit Bitcoin. If you have a day where MicroStrategy breaks from this structure, assuming that it's vertical accumulation, right? If it breaks up from this structure, MicroStrategy stock goes up 50 to 100%. Where does that leave Bitcoin? I have to imagine that Bitcoin's probably trading a lot higher if that happens. Whether or not that happens within like a day or two, or whether or not that happens in a few weeks, I do kind of view that as somewhat of an inevitability at this point. But relating Bitcoin to structures, we're going to have to see whether Bitcoin's going to trade more like a Meta, more like a the usual crypto asset, and continue to rip vertically from here, or if it's going to do something like what NVIDIA did, where it began to consolidate above the all-time highs before really getting that parabolic run that obviously we're seeing NVIDIA get right now.
So it's like Saylor's strategy seems very reminiscent to me of what I would consider to be a somewhat effective ETH strategy, by basically just like collateralizing your ETH into something like Aave, and then basically just borrowing stables against it, and then just buying more ETH. And it's just another way to like lever up your exposure to Ethereum. Saylor's kind of doing that with Bitcoin, collateralizing his company and his company's treasury, which is in Bitcoin. It's
kind of like the new coin margin long of the market. It's all coming from MicroStrategy and TradFi this time, which, You know, maybe I really don't know what that's going to lead to this cycle. People are going to say that because TradFi is involved, we can't have these deep bear markets, but who knows, right? It's like we were talking about earlier this week. TradFi are just as big as of degens, if not bigger degens than what we see in crypto when they really start taking risks. So I would have to imagine that reflexivity is going to work initially for further price appreciation, and that Bitcoin will probably end up going way higher this cycle than anybody imagines. You know, if MicroStrategy is just going to continue to do this, and I don't see why they can't, quite frankly, because if Bitcoin's price is going to hit, you know, more exponentials from Michael Saylor's entry price, then, you know, theoretically his equity can just continually go up in value and they can continue to buy more Bitcoin.
But here's where I'm a little lost on that, is because we've been seeing daily inflows into the ETFs that are of the same size that MicroStrategy is intending to purchase, and they haven't even done it yet. Why so much emphasis on MicroStrategy? I understand their stock is moving up and Saylor's probably going to be the richest man in the world for a period of time, but I don't understand the emphasis on MicroStrategy when you have 9 ETFs that are pulling in significantly more weekly volume than MicroStrategy in terms of what their intended purchases. I don't understand.
A lot of the Bitcoin involved with a lot of what's happening with MicroStrategy right now is effectively like a carry trade, if that makes sense. So you have like MicroStrategy is what, trading at a 2x premium to its Bitcoin holdings. So you have what I believe is people buying Bitcoin and probably shorting MicroStrategy stock. And that, in my opinion, could end up having a reflexive effect where if MicroStrategy stock has that like blow off type of event because of that, because people are shorting the stock so much to kind of collect that additional value in Bitcoin. I don't know if that will have a bleed off effect into Bitcoin, but if MicroStrategy stock suddenly starts trading like 50% higher than here, I have to imagine that will have a positive impact on Bitcoin.
It might force a repricing of spot Bitcoin because they hold so much Bitcoin. Now I see what you're talking about. Okay. That's really interesting, and that's also really bullish.
What does MSTR look like this morning? Because I mean, I thought it looked like it looks more bullish than Bitcoin, man. Like that was a huge trade to hit over the last few weeks. That a lot of people just kind of, maybe you just sat in altcoins, maybe you sat in spot Bitcoin, but MicroStrategy outperformed spot Bitcoin by a pretty good bit here over the last few weeks.
By the way, I said that a long time ago when people were super excited about Coinbase stock. I said, why would you be interested in Coinbase stock? If you want to get Bitcoin and crypto exposure through your equity brokerage, buying MSTR is buying levered spot Bitcoin with cash flow attached to it because they're a profitable business. Why would you want to buy a company, Coinbase, which is going to do well? It's still doing well. Why would you want to buy Coinbase when they're taking like, you know, fees off of people transacting, when you can, again, buy levered, you're looking at levered Bitcoin with cash flow? That's insane. You know, MicroStrategy honestly maybe, if Bitcoin does end up going to like 500, you know, 500K plus, and doesn't have these deep bear markets anymore, MicroStrategy may end up being the most valuable business in the world. It may. There's honestly a chance.
I think it's interesting to think about MicroStrategy from that perspective, but we'll see at the end of the day. I just think there's a lot of players to really speculate at this point to MicroStrategy's positioning, because I could definitely see BlackRock trying to push them out, whether that be through lowering fees to, you know, basically zero, and allowing customers to operate and say, hey, if you come over here, we'll operate your portfolio, one of the best, you know, managers in the world, and we'll do it for zero fees, and pushing MicroStrategy out of the game through a long-term view, right?
But here's the thing, bro, they don't need to do that. One, if they really were threatened by MicroStrategy, which I don't think they are, they could just start buying up their stock. You know, they can just start buying up MicroStrategy stock. Two, there's really not a reason to hold spot, you know, any of the spot ETFs when you could just buy MicroStrategy. There really isn't. Like if we're really thinking about it,
I get
there's
that
no
from like
benefit to it. They're going to take fees.
They're
gonna
not
take-
competitors. Yeah, they're not.
I
competitors.
But
get that.
MicroStrategy is hands down a better investment than any of the spot ETFs.
I get that's the problem. That's what I'm saying is like whether they do it through stock or whether they do it through positioning or whatever, is that BlackRock and these other ETFs understand that. And so in that scenario, it's best to wheedle out your competition through one method or the other. Now, buying up the stock just looks ruthless, right? But basically allowing people to enter for basically nothing on fees, which I've already seen other ETFs already do. ARK and a few other ones are doing that up to a certain date, is actually a better route because it makes you look like you're not trying to do what you're intentionally trying to do.
But their interests are perfectly aligned, right? Like
to a degree.
They're perfectly aligned. Like they both want, demand that Bitcoin move up from here. Like their interests are aligned. I don't see where there's a divergence of their interests.
It's a market that they're both making. So even though the interest is the same, the competition is still there, right? You're taking away from what BlackRock could have, just like you would with any business. I mean, Walmart's done this for years. So has Amazon. They basically tried to beat out the competition. Netflix did the same as that thing, to completely destroy the entire video rental industry through what they were doing. And they were doing this and operating at net loss to be able to push out competition.
Yeah.
I'm just using those as examples, right? It's this isn't like a new form. Even though these other places could still help fuel the same process that they're all trying to achieve, they still want to eliminate competition. Google does the same thing, arguably, right? Like all these different industries, like they come in, they let these things build up, they either buy them out or they basically wait until an event happened like 2022 and then they just basically crush them out of the market.
Goku, can you confirm what percentage BlackRock owns of MSTR?
Yeah, they do own a lot of it though. Goku is right. I did look into that.
I mean, their interests are perfectly aligned. I just don't even see like.
I know that during the bear market, when we were trading like above, when we started to trade above 20K, I've seen Fidelity and BlackRock and all of them making increase of MicroStrategy stock holding by like 20,000%.
Mm-hmm.
They were front running, and people did not see that.
I think there were a few, like until the actual ETFs were approved, you saw that constant bid on MicroStrategy coin and then kind of miners, because there was no other exposure to, or for TradFi people to be able to get Bitcoin exposure other than like CME futures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they actually own 7.5%. So with that being said, I think you only need 10% ownership to pretty much take over. So if they wanted to, all they got to do is
how do you
increase
figure
their
10%
position
to take over?
That's exactly what Elon did with Twitter. Is he was a majority owner over all the other owners. So like if there's other owners involved and there's a split, then all you got to do is be higher than all the rest of the owners.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I can't. I don't know about that. Maybe that's true. I have no idea.
But not selling his Bitcoin.
Let's look at some shit coins, guys. It's shit coin time. It's half past shit coin. We're overdue.
Well, I only got like 2 minutes. Can I?
Okay.
I just want to throw up the chart real quick on a few things.
All right.
Can you stay for like 5, Will?
No, I'm gonna stay on. I just only have 2 minutes to share the chart.
I see.
Yeah. So again,
Hey, I only have 2 minutes. Can I share my chart real quick? I was right.
So yeah, I mean, trend line go up. Somebody mentioned AVAX in the chat. That's why I wanted to bring this over, right? So again, take entry. I was pretty pissed over here. I was like, I was telling him, I was like, I'm thinking about the exit this shit, because like it completely rolled back, and I was like, oh, this is pissing me off. But then I kind of saw the trend. I was like, I think I'm gonna hold it for now, and then boom. So I took this right here was kind of like the TP I was giving to our Discord, and I was like, this is where you basically, are looking to TP or at least scale out, is around the 60. and then you want to scale out 10% before the high, which is around 90, the rest of your position, right? So 50 here, 90 here. Now, why did I drop it below where I think price can go? Because you don't want to get scalped out of that position, which means basically you're holding this position, then they sit up here and waddle below,
Will, do you believe
and
that,
you never reach your TP.
do you believe that AVAX is going to go to a new all-time high this cycle?
Yeah. Because like I'm telling you guys, like, oh my bad, I didn't mean for that to be on there. Sorry about that, guys. Let me go ahead and delete that real quick.
Jackass, get the meme up, bro. It's time.
It's coming.
let me pull this up. So this is the hold on 1 second.
The good part is that I have the last word, right?
This is the soul. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to transfer it, but
Oh, Jesus. Will, you gotta clean that up, brother. I can't.
This is an old chart. It's an old chart. There's not a lot going on here. Come on. There's not a lot.
On the left, there is. On the left.
I mean, it's just, it's showing, that call. That's all. All right, let's give it that. All right, so this was my entry here on basically I think it was 38.80 roughly. I can pull it up here in a minute. My liquidation was 30. I only took a 5. I didn't go 100x like most of the people that hear that. Hey guys, look, I succeeded at this 100x that I tried 45 times. But I took the 5x, the easy play, and ran it. Over here, Sol, Tether. So the weird thing is this right here is a daily. So if we drop this down to the daily, similar time frame, it's kind of a very similar structure, right? Let me get rid of that. It's a shooting star. But this was kind of what I was seeing. See this right here, and then run. So see this right here, and then run. Tell me the structures don't look. Tommy, tell me these structures don't look almost identical. Tommy's like, huh? Me? You're muted if you're talking.
No, they do. Yeah.
I think this was the easiest layup you could have taken in your life. Look, boom, run. Look, boom, run. I think both of these are going the same direction, right? And this is why I said like AVAX is going to follow Solana, because if you look at the structures that they've built, I don't care about percentage gain. Look at how Solana pulled out of this. Look at how AVAX pulled out of this. Look, I can literally pull off multiple instances here, kind of showing this scenario. Look, right here, this pullback right here specifically. See it right there? Now look over here at Solana. This is freaking, it's so freaky just looking at these kind of like move in tandem. And then you had the same thing over here. You had this breakout right here. And then you had this breakout right over here. And then you had this pullback into like right in here. And you had the same pullback, right into here, right? And then you essentially had this breakout or very similar structure right here. Look, you could almost go tit for tat here. Like, look at the structure going on right here. Boom, 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 and break. Look at the structure going on here. Boom, 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 and then break, right? Exact same structure. Tell me these two are following each other. I would love to hear the thesis that these two are following each other. Again, up, breakout, breakout, right? Same time. The only difference is between the two is this structure was a lot more structured until this wick happened. But on this wick and this breakup right here, you knew that the trend was going to get much stronger. And from here, actually, AVAX didn't see as much damage, right? They saw a little bit right here. This was kind of the AVAX pullback, but it came back into trend and then broke out to the upside. I just want to touch on one more thing. So this is the other thing right here. So we'll get rid of this. And we'll just kind of look at these highs here, dropping it on the weekly. I think this is kind of an important area. Or actually, we'll go to a higher time frame. We'll drop it on the decade, aka the monthly. And we'll go with this right here. So this is kind of like your range breakout right in here. Actually, I think it was on the weekly. I was looking at this last time. Yeah, right. It was monthly. So this is your range breakout right here, right? And This is your high. This is your hold, right? Over here, very similar structure up here. So if we were to take this range breakout, same scenario here, drop this down, pull this up, and we kind of go with this structure right up here. We're in a very similar type of move here. If you look at it from here to here. So I would think that we need to get the close above here to stay moving to the upside. And I think that once we get the move above, you could see, kind of what Jack has spoken to, this kind of pullback on the following month before the breakout, right? And you could kind of see it over here, this kind of pullback on the following month before the breakout. But all it is ultimately doing is it's just creating the wick or rebalancing the imbalance of the breakout, right? And this is where your real fear sets in, right? Your real fear is breaking above all-time high and then coming back into the range, and bears coming in and be like, I told you, look, it's a deviation, guys. Everybody just short the entire market. And everybody piles shorts because you broke the range of the high. And then they just come right back above it, use it as support, and start ripping. And all those shorts get obliterated. Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny if that's how next month plays out? Just a thought. Just a thought. And if this plays like this,
I think shorts are gonna get blown out, man.
Summer's gonna be absolutely upside, even though people are saying down. If it plays out like this,
I think summer is going to be a great time for risk markets, honestly, like altcoins and small caps specifically. Some of me thinks Bitcoin and SPOOs have probably completed their local moves, right, by the end of summer, which would lead to, summer, maybe you get low volatility, altcoins running on-chain pumping, and then Q3, Q4, they turn the bid back on Bitcoin and SPOOs in a big way.
I would be fine with that, man. I'd be fine with like taking some profits this year and then looking for setups on a pullback.
We're nuking.
We get on $5 or what happened?
We're nuking.
You said you wanted that. You wanted that green arrow, Tucker.
I know. We're gonna go down until we print a green arrow, and then you can feel safe going long.
I really think you're good as long as you don't break that low from. I guess CPI day. It wasn't caused by CPI, but we had a good bit of volatility that day.
Oh, looks like support didn't hold this time.
I mean, you got till 70, bro. Like if you break 70, then that's support, especially HTF. Come on, calm down.
We're at 70. What are we talking about?
We are not at 70. 70,000 on the nose.
71.
Whatever, close enough.
But
man.
Goose, yes, I think AVAX can go north of 100. I think they will run the cartel coin up. You can see it following Solana, to a T, and it's just lagging essentially. That's all it is.
Sorry, Will. If AVAX can't break out here, I do think they'll pivot away from gaming and probably to AI.
Yeah, but I would say if you're looking for AVAX, think of it like Ethereum lagging Bitcoin is going to be AVAX lagging Solana, essentially. The pattern's there. It's there. I didn't mean to silence the room. My bad.
A hush fell over the crowd.
Oh my God, we're nuking.
Tucker's just over here getting excited, hoping that it goes below 70.
He's just waiting for it to bounce off the line, man. That's all he cares about.
It's already happening. I'm gonna count that, man. It's already. Let me just.
Oh look, price just wicked off the 290 1 hour EMA. It must be witchcraft.
It's witchcraft.
Tommy,
no, look, it's not SR. It's not SR.
I mean, it looks like it broke through your trend line.
We need your meme.
I'm waiting for Tucker. I've already sent it to him.
Tucker, what's that? What's that breakdown right there below your trend line?
That's.
I mean, your MA.
Hang on,
sorry, your MA.
He sent me the meme. Oh yeah, here we go.
What's bro yapping about?
What is bros yapping about?
Oh, look at that.
This is
look at those
right
in the
cooked this.
Oh man, that is gold,
Savage.
bro.
Correct.
If only this were true. If
That
only
is
this were
so
true.
gold, man. Look at the salt in the mid curve, bro. Look at those faces. It's over.
Look, let me just say, and it'll be the last thing we can talk about with the debate, because moving averages do, you said, Jackus, they do garner a reaction from algos. And for that reason, they're useful to use as a place where people can bid, but they are not derived from volume related, aspects of price. It's more momentum based. Moving averages are closer to RSI than they are to support and resistance.
It's how we're defining SR.
I define support and resistance level as volume driven levels, not momentum driven. And I think that's the fundamental
disconnect. That's the disconnect.
No, the disconnect is one moves at an angle, right? Kind of like this to the upside, and the other one plays between two ranges.
Defining SR,
right? Guys,
incorrect.
The other plays between two ranges.
I legit gave you the picture, right? And we are trying to shout at the picture and be like, no, I'm not seeing this.
You guys are literally
look. Okay, listen. I'll go with your thesis. All right, the Earth is flat.
If I make a picture of a globe, and you'll be like, no, the Earth is flat. Listen, it's not good.
The mid curves.
No, listen. I totally understand that it's not for everyone. I'm not telling people to keep using it or anything, right? Like there are inside, like there are so many tools out there that people can use the way they want, and I'm not gonna be using all the tools out there, right? But like saying that there is no edge to them, that they are not being used as support and resistance is, in my opinion, just ignoring the reality. I just cannot go around this.
I use them too. I use them as a POC though. I don't use them as a support resistance. So I use them as like if price moves too far away, it's gonna come back. That's the way I use it.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Okay. Does price react to the line? Period. That's all.
It does. It does. Look,
that's all that matters.
Why?
Huh?
Why does it react? Is it because of volume or is it because of momentum?
It doesn't matter why.
It doesn't matter.
Trading view line make bounce, Tommy.
Tommy actually no. Tommy does have a point, and I believe it is momentum, right?
It is
because momentum
sure.
derives velocity, and velocity derives how far away it can pull, but it will always come back. Always think of it like the sun circling the Earth.
Guys, it literally does not matter why something fucking bounces or it doesn't. If it bounces and it consistently does that, it is support and resistance. Trading view line make bounce.
Yes.
Yeah. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. But we can move on. It's just a fundamental disagreement.
Yeah, I bet you would like to move on.
I don't know if we can.
We can move on. It's fine. We can move forward.
Would like to move on also.
Look,
yeah.
I tried to convince my daughter that Santa Claus isn't real. She doesn't believe me. That's fine. All right?
Will, bro, just
I'm
wait
okay with it.
Just wait till you get flat Earth pilled too. Man. Just wait, bro. Just wait.
I've looked for the icebergs. I haven't seen them.
Tucker and Max tried to flat Earth pill me when they were in town. I literally
Tommy,
just wait till you see the ice wall. Bro.
They tried to ask me the question. I wasn't going to answer it, Tommy.
You don't want to get over
when you get over 10,000 followers on Twitter. They take you to the ice wall. So Jackus has seen the ice wall.
Wait. Yeah, Tommy, you don't want to run the bell curve meme on whether the Earth is flat or not. Okay, bro.
I have no opinion.
You'll be right here.
Absolutely zero opinion on flat Earth, circle Earth. I have zero opinion on whether the sun circles the Earth or the Earth circles the sun. I have no opinion on any of this.
Oh man,
I'm gonna make that.
The gravitational pull of the planets trades off of authentic volume or momentum.
My God, Jackus, send me that meme with none of the text, man. The middle part of this is gravity is real.
You want the empty meme?
Yeah, just the faces.
We got to get back to the charts. We got to get back to the charts.
We're getting back to the charts. Send it to me real quick, Jackus.
All right.
All right. We'll delete it for now. Oh, what do you know? All right, that's a lot.
Oh, this is my favorite episode of Market.
I was looking. Did it touch? Can you scroll in there?
No, I touched. Good enough, Will.
All right, let me see.
Good. Look.
Tucker,
I
make
just-
the line thicker, bro. It's
I
fine. Make
can't.
the line
It's as
thicker.
thick as I
Make it
can
thicker.
possibly
Oh,
make it.
okay. All right, let's go.
It's like
Let's
it's
go.
like
Let's
like
go for it.
classical
Now
support
look
and
at
resistances get
15-minute
thrown from the
RSI
sky.
and tell me why they're
Did you-
bidding.
Ooh.
My
Did you
bad.
hear what-
That's my fault, guys. I shouldn't have started that again.
Classic support and resistance getting front run. Classic.
Ooh.
Look at
Ooh,
that.
Yeah.
Look at that classic support. Look at that.
All right. What are we
Like-
looking at? I'm gonna turn
the
this
thing-
off.
the
It's gonna
thing
cause
is
too
that-
much
that-
drama.
The thing is that each trend is slightly different, so you need to adjust for the trend for the market. There are also different time frames, and you want to use slightly different numbers on each. And once again, it's about finding that alpha what works. Obviously, if you're gonna look at it just like straight up, you'll say, "All right, it doesn't work." All right, but you can say that about anything really. At this
Some
point.
coins really respect moving averages. Like I'll fully recognize that. Rune, for one, the
Listen,
4-hour the EMAs on Rune, it's a respect door.
Jesus Christ.
Even freaking Euro USD respects moving
Let's just
average.
not discuss Rune anymore. I don't want to see that chart ever again.
You
Is it
coping,
'cause you're
Will?
coping, Will?
I missed. I was
All right,
waiting for something.
I gotta steal a chart here for Rune. And Tucker, I'm gonna send
Do
you
it.
the empty meme, right?
Yeah, send me the empty meme. Oh no. I need the faces on it. Just take off the text.
Oh, all right.
Just do that first. That's priority, and then you can take.
All
the
right,
chart.
all right. Keep cooking the nice plot
Okay.
on me.
Dude, look at this wick out on Rune before they sent it, man. That's hilarious. Oh my
Bro,
god. Dude.
that's a disgusting chart.
They said, yeah, we're gonna clear everybody and then send this thing. Literally triple it almost.
No long survived that.
Let me see what if Rune respected the
I know a few guys who are Rune enthusiasts. It's a
I mean,
good
we were
concept.
talking about Rune, Tommy, remember? We were like, oh yeah, we're gonna get
We were,
entries
man.
here.
We were.
Never happened.
We were, and then it price wicked like randomly 30 to 40% lower one day, and I stopped watching it.
That's what I did. I was like, oh, this thing's gonna break down. And then now we open it.
They were like, oh yeah, moon that.
Yeah.
It's there.
I have some charts for you guys. I'm gonna show.
That-
I have one chart.
Good jackass.
That chart right
Yeah.
there specifically is why I've been buying garbage. That is exactly why.
Rune?
I'm not saying Rune's garbage. I'm saying because all they do is stuff like that. They just rip it down and then run it straight up.
Well, it's so funny to me still that like Rune pumps the way that it does and gets so much attention when it's literally rugged 3 times.
Tommy.
Bro.
So this will brag a little bit here because this one works really well. But we were discussing this one live in December here, and I was saying that the chart seems overpumped. I wouldn't be buying. It seems like local distribution. I think we make a bounce, but then go back down, front run this obvious support. Everyone will look to buy, and then we send higher, and voila! Gotta say, I did not fucking trade it, but it's still nice to see it work, though. Yeah,
Tommy,
just good.
get your
Everybody
man.
knows
on
that.
control.
Chimp has always said this to troll me. I'm not paying any mind to it.
No, he's not trolling, bro. Chimp is so
Grow
right,
up,
bro. He's
yeah.
Giga Brain.
He's like,
Grow
grow
up.
up.
He showed me puppets like 400% ago, man. Giga Brain.
We love our puppets.
All right, guys. I want to just walk you through this, okay, real quick. Just to put into context, like imagine looking at what I'm about to show you and then being like, "Yep, it's time to short." You know, yep, it's time to short. Really simple, guys. Monthly time frame. This is total 2. So this is like your
Max,
altcoin
before you
index.
show them,
Yeah.
you show them, be sure if you want to show it to them or if you want to show them the soybean chart.
Oh gosh, let me
Oh,
see. Is it
no.
bad? Is it really bad?
I haven't checked, but
Guys, we're not even at 100 likes today.
Wow.
Guys, we're not
Soybean.
Tucker,
Insta soybean.
Get the chart up. Get the soybeans.
Sorry,
Get
I
the
was making a
soybeans.
meme.
Hold on,
Guys.
is Turbo running? Somebody mentioned Turbo.
We're not talking about anything but soybeans right now, Will. This is I can't even. Oh my gosh.
Pull that up.
Lower 5 second. 5 second. Even lower.
I need
even
yesterday's alpha on soybean, Tucker, though.
lower.
Tucker,
Guys,
I,
have
I need
it.
that 15-second EMA on the soybean chart. It feels fitting for the stream.
It's legit gonna work out. Oh my god.
Dude, literally, Tommy, get soybean pilled right now, brother.
Oh
Guys,
no.
if you are enjoying the content, please take one quick moment and hit that like button, guys. It really does wonders for the channel. It does wonders for the show. And we're growing so quickly because
Jesus.
of you guys. We're going to sit here and look at the soybean chart on the 5-second until we can get the likes up, guys. This is, in fact, punishment. You know, I'm sorry to do it. You're not supposed to enjoy this. This is Chinese water torture right here, guys. This is not supposed to be fun. But yeah, I mean, look. Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Oh,
Renko
look at the
style.
puns. Who could have foreseen
Who could have
yesterday?
Tucker. Tucker. Yeah.
The golden pocket bros.
The Golden Pocket Bros are winning. I wonder.
Can
if
you
there's
put on
more-
the moving
Guys-
average you had there back
Guys,
then?
real quick, hang on. We got 240. We have 200.
You're telling me
And-
the price is going to return to the mean? No way.
You're telling me
Guys,
that
I need to
shorted
do
this
my
year,
I need
like,
to do my
a week
like
ago?
shill. I can't do my like shill if you guys are waffling over the soybean chart. What are bros waffling about right now? Guys, we have 240 people on YouTube alone. Probably double that including X. We need to get these likes up, guys. We've never not hit a 1-to-1 like ratio, guys. It just takes one quick moment. We need your support. We're here for free. We're doing this work. We're grinding. We're having fun. We're having great discussions, guys. We need you to take one quick moment and hit that like button. It seriously does wonders for the show. I wouldn't ask if it didn't make a big difference, guys. One quick moment. Additionally, all of you guys that are watching on X right now, you have this special super secret function, which is a retweet button. All right. The retweet button is basically 5 likes in one. Guys, if you are enjoying the content and you've already liked it, maybe consider retweeting the show as well. Help spread the good word, help us grow. And again, thank you guys so much for being here. All right,
love
let's see
these
what the
comments,
likes are
guys.
at, man. Let's see what the likes are at. All right, 133. You guys ran it up pretty good. We're going to go back to my chart. All right. Here's the deal. Is Will here? Well, he always switches. All right, there he is. All right, listen, guys. This is total 2. All right, total 2 is your altcoin index, guys. This is everything minus Bitcoin. Okay, so this is ETH, alts, whatever. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mark out a few different things. We're gonna mark out. We are gonna mark out when the monthly. This is the monthly time frame. When the monthly MACD cross happens, and also when the monthly RSI for total 2 gets over the 70 level. All right. So let's mark it out. Monthly MACD crosses here. We're going to put this in red. All right. Monthly MACD crosses here. Put it in red. Monthly MACD crosses here. Put it in red. Now we're going to go up to the chart. And we're going to mark it out. All right. Monthly MACD crosses here. These are different cycles, by the way. So this one is in 2016 through 2018. This was last cycle 2020 through 2022 or 2021. And then this is current. All right. Now we're going to mark out when monthly RSI gets over 70, and we're going to mark that with blue. All right. We're going to move that up to the chart as well. Monthly RSI over 70. Monthly RSI over 70. And actually, I forgot to do the MACD cross, but we're going to put that up there as well. Guys, it's literally happening again. It's the exact same thing over and over and over again. We slowly kind of grind up into this until, you know, MACD crosses and you get that monthly RSI over 70. Here, we'll highlight this again. Again, you slowly grind up. MACD crosses first. Then you get monthly RSI over 70. And then bang. And then it just goes vertical, man. Look at same things happening again. MACD crosses first. Monthly RSI gets over 70. Then look what happens after, guys. Like this is where we're at. This is what's to come, and people are like, oh yeah, it's most certainly time to short the all-time high break of Bitcoin. You know, like oh yeah, it's certainly time for that. I mean, this is literally going to happen, guys. Like this is same thing over and over again. And people are looking at this and they're just like super excited for like a 1 hour scalp. I just don't understand it, man. I just cannot understand it. I don't know. I don't know how people can try to right curve this so much and end up so mid curve. Like it is just literally turn your brain off season and use like the simplest form of TA possible. It is unambiguously that season, undoubtedly.
I think there's
It's
more
because
risk.
most people think they are right curve when they are actually mid curve, Max.
That is
That's
true.
problem.
That's me. But with moving averages. But I
Dude,
would say
here's the thing. It's a problem, bro. It's
Here
not
we go
a
again.
it's not a histogram. It's a circle. If you go far enough left curve, you might end up on the far right curve. It's a
That's
circle.
true too.
the thing is here, Max, is like it's exactly what you said. It's turn your brain off and let this thing run. Like waiting for some kind of pullback or be like, hey, I shorted at the right. I don't care if you shorted at the right time because guess what? There's a lot more upside than there is downside. So why are you shorting? Why are you shorting to prove a point? Because it's definitely not. If you look at it from a risk to reward standpoint, it's not very rewarding to be risky, right? And if you're risky,
Man.
when it comes to shorting, it's not going to work out for you. That's all I'm going to say about that. You know. Are we done yet? Look, I'll bring Santa Claus over later. Okay, calm down.
Oh my god.
Moving forward, I think like there is potential for next month to play out like previous cycle, where you get a big pullback, you know, back into the range. And the thing is though, catching that or trying to bid on that when your direction is up, it makes no sense. It makes zero sense to go in the opposite direction. It's like driving on the wrong side of the road. Like, oh, okay, look, it's clear on the other side of the road, so I'm just gonna drive on the other side of the road. Well, what happens when you've got a cluster of cars coming at you? You're gonna get hit. Like, just drive on the right side of the road. The trend is up. That's the right side of the road. So
Dude,
long
look,
shit, don't short it. Get a big
this
pullback, long it.
this is craziness to me, bro. Like look at this shit right here right now. We're gonna go down to the 2 hour. Like this is crazy. I guess there's a world in which all of these lows could get jeeted. Like there's a world in which this type of move, like right here, happens. We go up like that. Few understand this pattern. Few. We need to denominate in Bob. All right. But look,
all right. We need a bell curve on Bob.
Yeah, we do. There's a flat world scenario where these get hit. But guys, we're above the last cycle all-time high. Literally, this is how I'm viewing what's happening right now. Okay. We get above the all-time high. People open up too much leverage. They get excited. They get taken out. We get above the all-time high. People open up too much leverage. They get taken out. We get back above the all-time high. People open up too much leverage and get frothy. They get taken out. Okay. Eventually, this is going to resolve in some sort of vertical accumulation. Like this is what's going to happen here. Is that like probably, in my opinion, these lows, I wouldn't think all of them get hit. I could maybe see this one from yesterday, maybe, but I really am of the belief that like we are just chewing through all of this here. And as soon as people stop getting a little bit too frothy into the all-time high, thinking 80K is going to happen in the next hour, we're going to do like a vertical accumulation parabola. It's going to be crazy, you know, but it's going to happen, man. Like it's in my opinion, it is inevitable. Like I just don't, I mean, this is, I just don't really see this happening, man. Like I know there was one of our never fades, like Tommy knows who he is. I think Tucker sent it yesterday. He's a little bearish here. I think he's just straight up wrong. Like I think he wanted this level, it seems like. I don't think he's going to get it. Not from here.
I think people are misunderstanding why we're dipping within the structure. Like,
yeah.
And
go ahead, Tommy.
Just to touch on it real quick. I mean, it's like, you know, if you were looking for distribution, you'd kind of be hoping for, you know, plebes to be buying the coins and for every dip to kind of be, or for every pump back to the highs to kind of be more so like whales pushing price higher with the intent to distribute. But this feels less like that to me. It feels more like you have people happy to buy discounts when we come into levels of liquidity. And, when we bounce, they don't have to really chase price higher because they're happy to get their bids filled. And, on the lower time frame, they remove their bids. We're seeing it a lot during New York session. Price falls right back into levels of liquidity and they bid again. So until that behavior kind of changes, I don't really see why you wouldn't assume that this is vertical accumulation. But of course, if we break that low that you were talking about, Max, maybe get that deeper pullback in range, then obviously Bitcoin structure would probably look a lot more reminiscent to what NVIDIA did for the last like 6 to 8 months before it finally broke out. And I think in that scenario, maybe Bitcoin's not as favorable to trade, but obviously, it's ranging at that point after a parabolic move. So altcoins go nuts if we do get a deeper pullback here. But right now, it just looks like people are happy to get their bids filled. And until something punishes that behavior, there's no reason to assume that it won't continue.
Well, here's the thing I want to point out real quick, and I think not enough people think about this, is every big open, every major time frame open, we'll say monthly, weekly, so on and so forth, you're always going to get a pullback into the range. It's a wick, right? It's a wick. So what does that mean? Well, for next month on the open, if we open up here, it means we could probably pump up a little bit, and then we'll probably pull back into the range. What are they doing essentially with that? They're clearing shorts, or not shorts, but sorry, they're clearing longs, right? And they'll clear longs as low as deep as they need to. It's just everybody's always wrong about how deep they're going to go to clear those longs. And then once they clear those longs, then they're going to go straight up. Look, literally study 2020 to 2021 breakout.
Study Vin
That's
Diesel.
exactly what they did.
I was about to say the same.
Fam.
This,
Yeah, I can see us being somewhere in there with NVIDIA. For sure.
It's not obvious though, mister. Everybody up here right now is calling for a short, and they're calling for it this month. So in that case, I think everybody's wrong on this month, and it'll probably end up happening next month when everybody's not looking for it, because they're gonna see the open above all time high, and then they're gonna get super excited. Then you're gonna get the pullback, and then bears are gonna scream, "I told you! I told you! I told you! This is just a deviation, bruv." And then all of a sudden, now Bitcoin just starts ripping, and not just ripping by exponentials, ripping to the upside. And that's the most unobvious play for most people.
I just feel like you need such a specific context for risk assets to drop, given what we are observing with the dollar right now. Like the dollar is going to trade down at 96 or 97. For prices to drop with the dollar, you have to have such a specific context for that to happen. So, for me, it doesn't really make sense to bet against risk yet. But in April, like I could honestly see us we could have a huge pullback in April, but it could be back to these levels in price because we have traded that much higher. Who knows? It's like Will said. I just don't see the short for risk assets here, given the look of the dollar.
It may not even be risk that pulls back. Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I agree we are on the same page on the dollar index with Tommy, and that 96 is next, but people don't have enough patience, so they cheat.
That's the problem with this market, Jack. That is the problem. Like I pointed it out yesterday. Like even when shitcoining, people want to be in and they want to be out. They don't want to be exposed. You could see it across the board, because if they wanted to be exposed, all the shitcoins would be pumping. All the altcoins would be pumping. People are still lacking exposure. They're still fearful of exposure because they're waiting for that pullback that everybody's talking about. This is exactly what Tommy was stating. If
the
there
recession pullback,
yeah, they're waiting for the recession pullback to 12K or 10 or whatever. But ultimately, if you have a market that's complacent, a market that is bidding, a market that wants to be exposed, prices will eat through everything. You'll just see continuous upside, and it looks like it has no stop, right? It looks like it's just going to continue up. But you are still continuing to see people de-risking positions that they are in good positions on. And as long as you see people de-risking positions, you're going to, again, continue to see the market move in tandem to the upside because it means that people are underexposed and not overexposed. And what are they going to do to make them feel even more underexposed? They're going to absolutely rocket this thing to the upside, to just massive, like literally a Bitcoin pullback into, 68K next month, and then a freaking, if we're going to see that, and then some kind of rocket ship teleportation straight up to like 80 or 90. And then people are going to feel really underexposed. And then people aren't going to want to sell once they start buying, but they're going to be buying a lot higher.
I heard teleport.
Teleportation, man. Study
Just for those
2020 to 2021 breakout. Teleportation. Put it on the monthly.
for those that are unfamiliar with the relationship between DXY and risk assets, here's just a really left curve simple illustration. Bitcoin nuking, DXY chatting. Green marks the top of DXY, marks the bottom of Bitcoin. They have a negative relationship with one another. It's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close on the higher time frame. So if we're prospecting, a nuke down to this level, let's just say, like this is pretty clear demand right here. Like this was the point of origin. Here, let's do this. So this was the point of origin of this major DXY pump right here. So we'll put this in like, I don't know. Let's just do thick red. Okay. We'll do red background. So this was your point of origin, this red circle. This was demand. DXY went straight up. I could see, the rest of this getting backfilled at some point, or at a minimum, like I would say these lows right here getting taken if we don't go quite that deep. So something like this, either we bottom, 96-ish, or maybe it gets front run and goes to, 98. But either way, like I think it's going to roll over at some point here pretty soon. It would be very, very atypical to see DXY roll over and have Bitcoin nuking. You know what I mean? Like the relationship is pretty strong. Like, so if we see this move right here, I'll put this in purple, you can only expect, similarly to like this blue move here, DXY rolls over. You kind of have to expect the next leg up on Bitcoin would be pretty powerful if DXY does roll over. If DXY doesn't roll over, then forget about this.
In what scenario doesn't DXY roll over?
Like, what would it take?
Probably. Like, let's entertain. I think it's stupid, but let's entertain the idea where DXY goes higher.
I love how he said, I think it's stupid.
Can the euro tank for some reason and DXY starts to go up and we get a DXY and risk rally together?
What about the gold?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Here's the thing, Max. The DXY specifically is how I got out of the market in 2021 going into 2022. I saw the W formation starting to form at the low, and I was like, oh, the dollar's starting to build strength. Dollar's starting to push against markets. We're in high inflationary territory. Like there were so many flags that if just people covered it, they would have been able to get out in 2021 going into 2022 rather than believing it was the super cycle. And that's why most of the people wrote it back down because they didn't see the dollar was gaining strength. Then you had the breakout on the dollar and it just continued to go and go and go and go. And what happened to the market? It continued to get wrecked and wrecked and wrecked and wrecked and wrecked. And now we're in the opposite. Now we're the dollar at the high. We're at Bitcoin at the high. And really in relation here, I think dollar's going to come down massively. Bitcoin's going to chad massively. And we're going to have opposite directionality for both.
So, Goku, you said Bitcoin and DXY aren't that correlated, actually. Ben Cohen covers that. Do me a favor. Can you just look at this chart and tell me what I'm missing? Because I believe that they are pretty correlated. I think I've tried to illustrate this in a simple, easy to digest fashion right here. Just like a few highlights.
Someone's mid-curve. It is what it is, man. Like, listen, this is the problem with higher time frame intermarket correlations, which people don't get. This is one of the reasons why I have such a huge higher time frame target rate, and people are always like, I don't get how you can keep nailing these higher time frame moves, Jackies. And that's because, if you run like some, daily correlation between DXY and some of the other assets, you would probably find that it's not really that big, right? Like there will be big one between Euro USD, but you wouldn't find it between BTC or gold or anything. But the problem is that they are correlated just on the hard time frame. And what you can have is that, like, even not just days, but even for like a few weeks or even a month or so, one asset can diverge because it's affected by its own moves. But on the hard time frame, they will move inversely towards each other. And this is what the people do not get. That's why they keep selling the bottoms and not seeing this. And I've covered this during 2022 bear market, where I specifically nailed the bottom for both BTC and silver and the top for DXY. So it's not made up. Like I do this stuff live. So saying that there is I do not
You
get it
literally
about
look at this chart, Jackus.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to even make that counterpoint. Like, I don't understand it.
The counterpoint is doing the bell curve and putting someone in the middle.
It's so obvious. Like, it's right here, right? I mean, there's, like Jackus said, there's small periods of time where the correlation breaks, but there's a very clear negative correlation between these two. Like, I mean, look at these moves, man. I mean, this is overwhelmingly correlated. I don't understand how you could argue it's not. Are you joking? Or are you serious? I'm not trying to be a comment section attacker, but I didn't even know it was up for debate. I literally didn't know we could even debate this point. I thought it was just something everybody agreed upon.
I'm in the store real quick, Max, but Goku said if you saw the double bottom, you missed the rally. No, actually the double bottom and then the second leg up is where you knew to exit because you were above the previous high, because you had basically a wick down and a roll up. So no, I got out exactly the perfect time. Exactly the perfect time. That was on the second double top of Bitcoin.
Will, you sound kind of muffled, man. It's kind of hard to hear you. We could hear what you said. I'm just letting you know if you speak again.
Like, for example, right? DXY tops in November 2022 and then does a absolutely crazy upside, breaking the structure, breaking all the trends. You know that at that point, algos will start to get short on DXY. And what happens in BTC? You get completely unexpected deviation with FTX, which was a black swan random event, and then you see the price going sideways. So at that point, they are basically not correlated, but you can expect that the correlation will go back to where it was, and that's exactly what happened. BTC went and repriced to where it should have been prior to it, after all the panic sellers were gone. And someone told you that they are, what was it? There was a great comment in the comment section.
Yeah, I see them. There's some
exit all the markets. And this, like, I remember that tweet live. It had like 20,000 likes or something. Legit. So, but yeah, man, I mean, it's like when people are debating, technical analysis or they are debating moving averages, right? It's simply, I'm glad if people refuse to accept that. It's like back in the day, I would argue with people and be like, it's not because of this or that. I'm happy to help the people that are willing to listen, but like if there are people that are just neglecting this, man, I do not need to turn you around to my side. You are legit doing counter service to yourself, and as long as you are, I will be making money, and you guys will be not. So, like that's my latest take,
Yeah, real quick though. So it says November 21st, blah 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 blah. Look, at the end of the day, I started shorting basically, I think it was Q1 of 2022. That's when I started shorting the market. I shorted the exact top of Luna, and that's what marked the top of the market, by the way. Go search it up on my timeline. It's on there with proof, date, and top. And then I also exited the entire market around that time. I have plenty of people who have followed me who saw this happen. So I mean, you can sit there and say whatever you want as if you know what's actually going on. But at the end of the day, 99% of the people in this market have no clue what's going on. I've been trading stocks and crypto for roughly almost 12 years. So again, we come in here, we're trying to educate people, and I feel like people consistently try to come on and validate their own thesis to try and pretend like they understand macro and everything else. Where's macro gotten anybody? Whereas the dollar,
It's
bottoming
like I
where it
said,
did,
man.
gotten anybody?
Macro is just betting on which way you think the price of Nvidia is going to go, at least right now.
No, macro matters. As I said today, macro matters until it doesn't, and then it doesn't until it does. So, and obviously there are lots of macro guys that just, there's a problem with lots of fundamental analysis really, that people will just, use it as an excuse to justify their bias, whatever it is. And you can always find people that way or that way.
I mean,
And if you look at the data, you would find that, like, I have not been a macro guy. I've just started to do my research in 2000, like the huge one during this bear market, right? Basically, and like slightly ahead of it, but during it the most, and found so many new metrics, everything. And I just compare the data, just like what we are doing here every single day, right? Like that's why I always say that I respect Max for the fact that he will, like, if you guys remember, he was bearish on ETH, right? Then I come up and I present him information, and it may or may not be like valid, but the thing is that he identifies the data and he's like, hey man, this actually makes sense. I'm turning around. Most people are not capable of this because they will just keep saying like macro or something, and not respect that. So no, anyways. Well, you
well,
can.
the thing at the end of the day that most people don't understand is like there was plenty of red flags / correlations in 2021. It's just people chose to ignore them. And this is what I told people. It was you didn't just have the DXY, you had inflation like just exploding to the upside. You were running 6 to 9% going into the end of the year, and then you actually hit 9% going into Q1. If you weren't expecting the Fed to step in and start raising rates and the market to get crushed, you have no clue what you are doing. And then going into 2022, at the end, bear markets in crypto typically last 1 year. In most assets, typically last 1 year. So if you just went by that thesis alone, let alone there were plenty of other indicators, again, dollar and other things, and oil. Oil's a great indicator of inflation, by the way.
Yeah.
At that point, you could have been able to re-enter the market at the end of 2022, going into 2023. And yes, it was a little rocky at the start, but using other indicators all together, you could have been in good positions coming in and going out of the bear market. I shorted all of 2022. I shorted all the assets you guys probably held to the floor. And I'm not saying you guys on the show, but like the people, that sit there and talk about macro and all this other stuff. Like a lot of those people held those assets. They did not short the market. I actively shorted. There's a difference between somebody who can switch with the market and somebody who's right on one side of the market occasionally. And that's your bull run heroes versus your guys who actually know what's going on in the market.
A wise woman once said, many traders will get caught up in trying to catch every tick up and down, when the real way to make money is to just figure out when the market's going to go up and get balls long before that. We won't talk about what happened to her, but wise woman once said.
A wise woman once said.
Hell, I did.
Yeah, man, I feel like we need to visit this area. I do. I feel like we need to visit this area.
It's destined, Max. People
It's a
will
magnet.
just be open.
Like we need to go down here.
Sorry, Jackus. I was just going to say it. Oh, wait, no, you can go first.
Is that there is the luck, You can go.
I was just going to say, I mean, the dollar trending down much, much lower is a general theme, right? Like that's a channel, but do we see this channel breaking? Because I feel like, allocating anymore, and I talked about this on Market Talk yesterday, it's like less based on fundamentals. You have two parties that are viewing the market, and they're both saying that the market is irrational, but only one is actually trading on the idea that it is an irrational market. And one side doesn't want to allocate because they believe a recession is inevitable, and the other side wants to do nothing but allocate because it's less about fundamentally driven factors in the market. It's more to them about assets appreciating and beating inflation over a longer period of time.
And you know what that is, Tommy? That specifically is called a mid market. When everybody's playing on the same side of the playground, then you have a problem, right? When everybody's bullish, now you have a problem. When everybody's bearish, now you have a problem. Beginning of 2022, everybody was bullish. End of 2022, even almost all of 2023, everybody was bearish. Now people are starting to curve a little bit, right? But again, because you're seeing the de-risking, the people continuing to take profit, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't take profit. That's not what I'm indicating. I'm indicating that is an indicator of uncertainty. Whenever there's uncertainty in the market, at that position, you still have room to continue the direction that you are heading. And the direction is up, whether people like it or not.
Well, it's kind of like that whole thing that Jackus was talking about earlier this week where, stocks are very much stairs up, elevator down. And macro guys hate to hear it because it's always like, oh, when something breaks, we'll get an event. And they're right. But it's like you're looking for something that happens very rarely at the end of the day. Stocks, they will continue to allocate until something happens. Eventually something will happen, right? Like it will. History has shown us that it will happen. And maybe at an increasingly frequent rate, given how market cycles are trading, more and more vertically. But who knows when that's going to be? And as we can see with the literal equity patterns themselves, for multiple decades worth of evidence, people will literally just allocate until something breaks. And something, like you said, Will, uncertainty spooks them out of the market.
Guys, they're coming for Sato right now. They're coming for
Versus
him.
liquidation.
I'm watching. I'll show you right here. They're literally coming for him right now.
Is he long or short?
Oh, he's long.
He's
He
long.
was short yesterday.
That's his liquidation right there. I marked it.
I
What's
legit
the
said
price?
They're gonna sweep this wick, liquidate him, and then send it.
I legit said that we can count for that wick down, that first and second wick next to it.
Yeah,
And just the fact that he legit has his liquidation there is just
no, he's cooked, man. They're gonna get him. This is the only reason the market's moving down is because he's long. I swear.
Or we need him to flip short really quick because he's nervous.
No, he's gonna get liquidated and then he'll flip short and we'll literally go to
They're gonna rip off of it. Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen.
Wait,
every
so
time.
if you get liquidated, how do you flip short?
Like he's just gonna
isolated
short the
margin.
market. Yeah, he'll just get
Alright,
liquidated and then flip short. Yeah.
I'm assuming he's using isolated and not cross.
Yeah.
I mean, we could literally restream his stream right now.
Derivative of the Sato
I
stream.
can't imagine.
Tucker, pull it up, bro. Pull it up. Pull it
How
up. Let's do
how
it.
many trades has he lost? Like I don't
He's
remember
a
him
plant,
winning a
bro.
single trade.
Yeah, he's a
an-
plant.
He's an industry plant, bro. He's hired by the exchanges.
At first, it was probably real, and now it's definitely hired by exchanges to promote degeneracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Oh, this is good stuff. All right, hang on.
Can we
Dude
follow?
just watched himself get
Agar.
liquidated every day
need-
for a year.
We legit need Agar right
Uh,
now. It's straight down on BTC. The
You
past
can't see anything, Tucker.
I know. Hang
Yeah.
on.
3, 6, 8. Last
good?
8
Can you
hourly
hear it or
candles
no?
is down.
Yeah, we can
straight
see
down.
it. We can't hear it though.
That's fine. There's just playing
While
music.
while we're watching this, I do want to give context. Like I can give people that black swan event they're all looking for. It's not hard. Like all you got to do is see inflation go back to 8 or 9%. You're fucked. Like that's basically. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but
Can
that's
we not have
basically
that
it.
happen? Can we please not have that happen?
Like if you see that happen, you can start predicting black swan events. But until that happens, there's no black swan events.
Well, I feel like
Now-
the only way to make inflation go back to 8 or 9% at this point, you would almost kind of need a black swan to appear out of nowhere to
Yep.
cause for stimulus into the market that would then impact it like a year down the road from the inflation standpoint. But I don't, I don't even know what that would look like.
But
This
here's
is
the thing,
quality
Tommy.
content right
Oil
here.
oil over a long period of time here looks like it is going to see inflation go back up again. And that's the thing. But we have plenty of time before that happens, in my opinion, based on the way oil's set up. And again, the Fed will want to see consecutive months, like they've said before, of just continuous inflation going up. And it's not between 3 and 4%. You need to see basically inflation double 3 to 4%. And then the Fed will step in like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. We didn't mean to screw you over, by having inflation go up 9%. We're going to go ahead and increase rates and screw you even harder. And then when inflation comes back down, we're just going to let it happen again.
It's funny watching this stream and just assuming he's listening to us.
I know.
He's got us in his upper left.
They're gonna.
By the way,
nuke him.
Goku, the woman I was referencing was Caroline Ellis, and she said that.
Oh,
not Warren.
Dude, this guy round tripped like 10 mil. I just watched it last night,
Sato.
or maybe it was 100K.
It was probably 10 mil KRW.
Yeah, it must have been 10 mil KRW. Yeah.
So he's from Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Why
he?
isn't he
Is
on
he?
up there?
Is he living there?
Yeah, I think so.
Why does he have Ohio T-shirt?
I have no idea.
He likes Ohio, man. He likes
Not a
Ohio.
good reason.
Bro,
No,
always
when he
and likes
liquidated,
Ohio.
yeah, exactly. When he gets liquidated, he says, "Ohio."
Even Jackus knows about the Ohio meme, man.
Dude, we should literally just leave this on all day.
But we need Egger next to it.
That's real.
When he gets liquidated, imagine the soundboard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could see them saving price here, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
is he sweating? Why is his face so flushed?
He's
Because he
getting
knows
killed
he's
right
gonna
now,
get
bro.
nuked, man.
He's short 10.5 Bitcoin from 1,000 points higher.
No, he's
nervous.
long. He's long.
It's not
now.
his
Oh,
Bitcoin,
sorry,
though.
yeah, he's long.
Let's see, did we fill any lower time frame liquidity? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, all we're doing within this like structure is just you see a gap on the 5 to 15 minute, assume it's going to get filled. I mean, that's basically what's been happening this entire structure, and eventually they're going to run out of room and either dump it or send it to the heavens.
I still subscribe to the thesis that we see the dump next month.
I think so too. I think we cannot see. I think we cannot see a drop this month because that would legit break the structure, and just shit the monthly candle.
Yeah,
And also
it would shift it all bearish
as well. And I don't think alts look like they're in a position where they want to get destroyed. They look like they're about to catch a fat bid.
Yep, and that's just going to be Bitcoin hanging up here.
Just to be fair, they've been looking like that for a while.
Yeah, no, that's true. The only things that are really running are still memes and Sol. Eventually, the VC scams will have their day, though. You think? We have to think.
It's
Tom,
gonna
Let
be
me show you
glorious.
guys something. USDT dominance. When I look at this structure right here, this is what I see right here. This is what I'm seeing. Like, do you see the similarities? Like all these little wicks kind of like, but moving higher and higher and higher. This is what I see right here. USDT dominance. You
Did
get
we
these
lose
big
the trend
aggressive
line, Max?
flushes. What?
Did we lose that trend?
Dude, we're slicing through, bro. Look at this.
You guys ever think you're scrolling through an old shitcoin chart and then zoom out and realize it's actually just TLT? You're like, wow, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Dude,
Tommy,
like this is gonna get nuked, man. Like we're not gonna get a high time frame correction, in my opinion, until this mid range. So like locally, we could chop back a little bit, but hey man, why did that not show up? Oh,
I'll tell you this, Max. I don't feel bad for all the shorts that are going to get trapped up here. I do not feel bad for them at all. Like
this is
especially
your high
next
time.
month.
This is your high time frame correction right here. Like your first big sell off in Bitcoin, and then next leg of the bull right here. Bear. This is the path right here. And I'll pull up Bitcoin and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about.
And they are bludgeoning Ondo.
Condo?
Oh, no, is Zondo getting crushed?
I mean, low key, not really.
I mean, we
Harry
did hit
says
bottom.
Harry says that there is 3.1 billion liquidations at 76K.
Yeah, but there might be more lower.
That's
I don't
true.
know. I have to look at Kingfisher.
I still think that sweep of 67 would make sense.
All we got to do is liquidate this guy and we can go higher. That's it. That's all we got to do. I'm not
Liquidate
even...
this guy. You said.
Dude, he's literally been the best indicator. He's been better than any other indicator.
Better than the moving averages.
Yes, literally. He's been short since like 30K. We've gone straight up.
Exit all markets. Oh man. Do we sell when he says enter all markets?
I mean, he's long
He is a
now.
perma fade.
Kappa is not long.
Yeah,
He's-
what's the
No,
number
not
on his
Kappa.
liquidation that people are asking?
It's 68.5, 68,450.
It's below that low.
It's literally
He's smart
right
that he
below.
closed the BNB short, Capo. Because I think did BNB make a high yet on a new all-time high?
Guys, BNB was legit yesterday, just 9% from new all-time highs.
Jackus, are you telling me I need to bridge back to BSC?
Bro, I've already been
No,
over there.
not yet, not yet.
I knew Will was already over
I'm
there.
already over there, bro. Yeah, you know I'm over there. I know what's coming. I'm
Will,
over there.
What do you guys think of Atom? Not like necessarily right now, but given its entire history.
I mean, it's kind of like a cucked coin historically.
What, Adam?
We were looking at it a few months ago, though. Actually, I remember that.
Yeah, and then it did nothing.
Yeah. There was some bullish catalyst it had in January. I think that was pretty bullish for supply reduction, and the market just didn't respond to it.
Yeah. I legit saw that. I mean, there's probably been lots of people that saw that Atom would do something, but it did not.
The real alpha with Cosmos coins were always like the ecosystem tokens. They would always pump really hard. I never bridged over to Atom, so I missed all of them. But everybody I know who did pretty well. Assuming you didn't get caught up in like UST completely, which a lot of people did.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think of TIA here? TIA.
The TIA market maker will not see heaven for his sins.
Wait, Max.
Bro, is there any reason
Yeah.
like
If you
What?
open H4 on TIA, that's like what the fuck?
Max, do you subscribe to this cycle?
Oh my god.
Do you subscribe to the 18-year land price property cycle?
What is that?
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
I subscribe to this cycle that we're about to see a capitulation in USDT dominance, and it's going to send Bitcoin into the 6 figures with haste.
Max, when do you see downside for the housing market? Max is the housing market guru, by the way.
Oh man, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, honestly, man, like
do you feel you are more skilled on real estate nowadays or on crypto, or like market?
I'd say crypto now, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good with real estate, man. I mean, I spent 6 years almost building a business around it, so I've definitely got a pretty good grasp on the real estate markets. I don't think the housing market's going to pull back at all until people lose their jobs. I think what we're going to see right now is kind of a stalemate where buyers are not super motivated because interest rates are high, and sellers are not that motivated because they all still have jobs and they're like, well, I'm fine here. So one of them has to budge, right? Either we need a literal super cycle and buyers make a ton of money and they feel excited and they're willing to overpay for houses regardless of the interest rate on their mortgages, or we need people to lose their jobs. So right now we're just at a stalemate. Like, we're not in a super cycle necessarily, or at least not yet. It's getting frothy, but it's not like people are making money hand over fist right now. But I think that they could potentially start. So yeah, one of those two things has to budge. Either buyers need to get a lot more money, or sellers need to lose their jobs. So we'll see. Nobody's motivated right now.
I think there is one major problem with real estates for the next, I would say, like 10 years, apart from high interest rates. And that's the fact that housing is simply way too high for the average folk in the West. Like, we see that students are they cannot afford new housing. Not even pairs now can afford a new housing. And many are doing like where they live in a 3-room apartment where there are 3 people. So they are doing like these partial rents or something. I'm not sure how it's described like in the US, but I suppose it's similar. And I think that what the governments around Europe and US will be trying to bring the housing prices down so that it becomes more affordable. And the way I think it's going to happen is not by the house prices like cheating down, but it's rather
the house prices.
It's rather that they will just keep them down and it will go alongside the interest rates, where they will keep the price like there will be some drops, some bounces back, and rather like a stagflation in the prices of the real estate, and then they will try to move up the average income for the people so that they become more affordable in a way where people make more money, and suddenly, gradually, they will become affordable again before the next real estate cycle. And I think it's not going to be for the next 10 years, though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like bringing wages up is a small solution, because in reality, whenever they bring raises up, it's not bring all raises up, it's bring the bottom wages up, which ends up kind of closing the gap between poor and middle, and then you end up with all poor.
We might need to turn on the agger, guys.
Are we dropping again? Oh no.
69,999.
We might need the agger.
Just get this dude out of the market already, man. Just liquidate this guy.
We're gonna get him. Look at him. Look at him.
Is he sweating?
Yeah, he's sweating, man. He's sweating. Look at that face.
Is the underarm sweaty?
Yeah, man. He's scared. You can see it. He knows.
That's why he's wearing black on screen right now.
You can see his knee is shaking, man.
Can't see those pits.
Oh no. Oh no. We need that meme. Here it comes with the tornado behind.
I love that video of like it's some guy who's I think he's trying to sell something over a desk, and he's just commentating the price action as it's like literally in a free fall. It's like 79s are trading.
I love that video too. Yeah.
Look at him just vaping, man.
Harry,
Bro just
Harry was
ripped that.
Harry was asking if we could look at V and Q.
If we can what?
Look at V and Q.
BNQ. That's
So
Vanguard.
right now, Bitcoin's at the previous all-time high. We just bounced off 69, right? Or did it get front run a little bit?
Hey, is
Nice.
Todd member? Todd, are you a member of BB? I'm not sure right now because you guys have often different nicknames than you have in Discord.
I'm not playing any minor calls until after the halving. Miners are just going to continue to get beat up into the halving. But right after that, man, it's shove time. CLSK leaps. May.
I'm liking the setup we have on. I won't name the ticker, but on EVs right now too.
Yeah,
I'm really liking that.
that's the problem, man. That's the problem, Todd. You need to change that mistake.
Which one? The EVs?
No, I was talking to Todd because
Oh.
he made a comment that his CLSK calls are cooked, and I was asking if he's the member of BB, and he said no. So I was, yeah, we have foreseen it.
All right, guys, here's the deal. We're going to call it here. We've been going for almost an hour and 40 minutes. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Stay cool, stay calm, stay collected, guys. Nothing. This is nothing. Everything still looks good on the higher time frames. Get comfortable being uncomfortable, guys. It's going to be more volatile. The higher we go, the scarier the shakeouts are going to be. But yeah, guys, before you go, please consider liking and subscribing. Furthermore, check out the first link in the description below where you can, I mean, today's not a great day, right? Everybody feels poor because we nuked like a couple percent, but check out the first link in the description below, guys. It will take you to our website where you can sign up for our Discord. We are increasing the prices. It'll probably be Monday. Our dev is working on the website right now. Prices are going to basically go up vertical in a straight line. So if you've been thinking about wanting to get in, now would be that time. It would be a this week type of thing. You guys will be grandfathered in forever at the current rate of $149.99 per month. And you will also get free access included in your current membership to our new flagship product called the BB Terminal, which is dropping, probably around the middle of next month, hopefully before the Bitcoin halving. You will get early access to it either way for the beta release. It's going to be awesome. We're going to continually be improving it. It's going to be epic. We're really excited about it. So yeah, if you want to be early to use that and also be grandfathered in at the current rate of $149.99 per month, check that out sooner rather than later. Again, prices are going to go up very soon. I may give you guys one more warning. We'll see when Ed gets the site done, but definitely consider checking it out, guys. It is fantastic. And just a little bit about the Discord. We do 2 hours a day of private live voice calls where we do Q&As and we cover everything that's going on in these markets, guys. So if you enjoy Market Check, you will absolutely love the Discord. Additionally, we have TA and positions channels that we don't share publicly. Again, this is like full transparency. Everybody on this panel puts in everything they're trading, everything they're doing. So again, if you want to see behind the curtain on where we are positioning, how we are positioning, things we don't talk about publicly, you will love the Discord, guys. But again, if you've wanted to join, now would be that time, okay? Because prices are going to go up Monday at the very latest, but may even be sooner. All right, let's kick it over to Tommy to say a final farewell.
Yeah, thanks, Max. Another great show, everybody. This one had a little bit of everything, so I hope everybody else in the audience enjoyed this one as well. But thank you guys again for tuning in, wrapping up your Thursday morning or afternoon with us. Whether you believe moving averages are support and resistance or not, we appreciate you guys for tuning in and giving your continued support. But just to touch on our programming real quick before we sign off here, guys, a reminder that Market Check will return tomorrow morning, typically starting at around 11 a.m. Eastern time. We are live every single weekday, Monday through Friday. As you guys can see, we talk charts, we talk technicals, trading. And we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun doing it. We started the show off with an interesting debate. So if you didn't catch that, definitely make sure to tune in. I would love to get y'all's input on the next show, so we can answer this new question that seems to be hotly debated. But I'm sure we'll debate it a little bit more when we get off air.
Hang on one second,
guys.
Tommy. Who said this? I joined the Discord but can't get in. Send me a DM on Twitter right now if you could, or DM my Discord.
And I hope you use my link, of course.
And if you didn't use Jackus's link, then we don't want you anyways. I'm just kidding. But yeah, send me a message. I'll check my DMs. Okay. There
Definitely.
are no more free trials, man. That is come and gone. Sometimes if the
never. Listen, never free trials ever again. We are stopping you much.
Never again.
Sometimes when the market's pumping and we're feeling excited, we just randomly do like a discount code, which is a pretty good deal. But yeah, we don't do free trials anymore, man. We that time.
And we will never do that. We will never do free trials again. Never.
No.
Listen, Max, say it.
We'll never do them again.
Say it.
Unless.
No. He's cheating the first sentence.
Don't get priced out of because Bitcoin, guys. The value is only going to go up. That's the important lesson to take away from this. But either way, guys, I forgot to also mention, don't forget to tune in for Market Talk. Not this afternoon because we are doing an extended call with our Giga Chads today, which is usually on Thursdays. But yeah, Market Talk is typically live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's hosted by King Wabi. It is a Twitter space, and it is our flagship show. Amazing guests on every single day, guys. They talk markets, equities, crypto, meme coins. Yesterday was a really interesting discussion, and I'm sure we're going to have continually interesting discussions on that show, as we always do. So make sure to tune in for that. But that's all from us, guys. It was a great show today. We'll see you tomorrow, but I'm excited for Friday. I'm sure you guys are as well. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks again.
Salut.